And how many vertebrae in cervical department? In cervical department. Cervical vertebrae. 7. In thoracic department.
12.
In lumbar.
5.
Sacral. 5 sacral vertebrae fused into one bone, os sacrum, and 3, 4, sometimes 5 coccygeal vertebrae, the same fused into one bone, os coccygis. And each vertebra consists of, what is this part of the vertebra? Do you know? That is a body, corpus in Latin. You should know English and Latin name. That is a body, corpus, vertebra. And it is arcus vertebra. And arcus vertebra has a lot of processes. For example, unpaired process which looks backward, that is spinal process. Processus spinosus in Latin. This process, transverse processes. It's the same in Latin, processus transversus. And these two, superior articular processes and inferior articular processes. And each vertebra consists of the same structures. Between body and arc we have opening, that is vertebral foramen. Foramen vertebrale, vertebral foramen. And on the whole vertebral column, when these openings join together, we receive canal. Look here. Yes, vertebral canal. Canalis vertebralis, that is vertebral canal. Canalis vertebralis, vertebral canal. And some vertebra has specific features. For example, just a moment. What else? In front of superior articular processes, we have superior notch, incisura vertebralis superior, and deeper inferior notch, incisura vertebralis inferior. And in whole vertebral column, when these notches join together, superior and inferior, they make intervertebral foramen, foramina intervertebralia. That is the places where spinal nerves leaves vertebral canal. Cleatis, foramina intervertebralia, which forms with the help of superior and inferior notches. Incisura vertebralis superior. And you should know that inferior notch is deeper than superior one. And next time when you will answer vertebra, you need to take it correct. Please, everybody take one vertebra, please. Good, everything is correct. Good, very good. Yes, you're right. That is correct position. And first of all, you take it correct and then start to answer all of these structures. Here it is. Now put here it is. And now some words about specific features of some vertebra. For example, that is cervical vertebra. Cervical vertebra. Vertebra cervicalis. Vertebra cervicalis. First of all, they are smallest vertebra in human body. Yes, smallest. If we compare with the lumbar, with the thoracic vertebra, they are smallest. But main specific features, that is presence of opening in transverse process. Look here, that is transverse process, and transverse process has opening. Foramen processus transversus or foramen transversarium. That is place where vertebral artery and vein pass in these openings. That is why it is first specific feature of all cervical vertebrae, presence of opening in transverse process. In thoracic and in lumbar, there is no openings in transverse processes. And another specific feature, that is bifid spinal process. You can see that spinal process, here it is, divides into two halves. That is bifid spinal process, but first cervical vertebrae and 6 and 7s have not got bifid spinal process. First have not got spinal process, and 6 and 7s not bifid. All another 5th, 4th, third, and second, they are bifid.
Bifid.
That is, in general, all of cervical vertebra has these two specific features: opening in transverse process, and most of them bifid spinal process. Some differences of the first and second cervical vertebra. First cervical vertebra has name atlas.
Atlas.
It consists of two lateral masses, massa lateralis, that is left and right lateral masses. They join together with the help of two arches, anterior arc, arcus anterior atlantis, and posterior arc, arcus posterior atlantis. It has transverse process. It's broken. You can see here that it's through transverse process with opening foramen processus transversus. There is no spinal processes, and there is no articular processes, only posterior tubical, anterior tubical, that is fovea dentis, place of attachment of tooth-like process. It has name dens, and this dens attached to atlas with the help of fovea dentis. And two articular surfaces, facies articularis superior and facies articularis inferior. Inferior surface is flat and superior surface is concave. That is why you will identify atlas with the help of this superior articular surface. It's look like dimple, like fossa, that is concave surface of and superior articular surface, and flat surface inferiorly. That is atlas. First cervical vertebra. Second cervical vertebra, it is axis.
Axis.
It has dens, and this dens has apex dentis. The same, it has superior articular surface, facies articularis superior, and inferiorly, that is inferior articular processus articularis inferior. Transverse process with opening foramen transversarium, and that is all. Bifid spinal process. Some words about sixth cervical vertebra. Transverse process with opening foramen transversarium has anterior and posterior tubercles, tuberculum anterior and tuberculum posterior. The same tubercles has in all another cervical vertebrae, but anterior tubercle on the sixth cervical vertebrae is very large. That is the largest anterior tubercle from all cervical vertebrae. And this tubercle receive specific name tuberculum caroticum, because in front from this tubercle carotid artery, common carotid artery pass, and in time of bleeding on the neck or on the head, we can press this in a common carotid artery to anterior tubercle and stop bleeding. Opposite to the sixth cervical vertebra, if we press on the neck, we can stop bleeding on the head from because we attach carotid artery to anterior tubercle of the sixth cervical vertebrae. That is why name of this tubercle tuberculum caroticum. And last moment, seventh cervical vertebra. It has longest spinal process if we compare with all another cervical vertebrae. That is why this long spinal process gives name to the seventh cervical vertebra as vertebra prominens, and we can count vertebrae. We start to count from spinal process of seventh cervical vertebrae, because it is very easy to find this spinal process on the neck, very easy to feel it under the skin, because it is longest from all another cervical vertebrae. They are cervical vertebrae.